Welcome to the GCSE Design and Technology folder guide. Task 10, Sustainability page. Sustainability is one of those words that we all know and we all have a rough idea about what it means, but maybe not a clear understanding about what it means in terms of design and technology. As far as this subject is concerned, sustainability is about making products that are neutral or beneficial for the environment. It's a broad topic with lots of different things to consider. We'll cover some of the basics in this video. A good place to start would be the 3 R's. These are reduce, reuse and recycle. Reduce can cover lots of different things, but in general it covers the materials that we use and also the energy used in its production. Take a look at this table. Does it need to have such heavy metal for its base? Could it get away with thinner sections which are lighter and require less material? Reuse is all about making products less disposable. This Nutella jar is designed so that when it's empty, the label can be removed, the lid is easily peeled away, and you're left with a drinking cup. But reuse also applies to products such as plastic bags and coffee cups. Rather than get a disposable cup and throw it in the bin, you could take your own and reuse it over and over again. Where a product can't be reduced or reused, we need to consider recycling. This is where a product is made up of materials which can be recycled at the end of its life. We could also consider making our product out of recycled materials. So those are the 3 R's: reduce, reuse and recycle. But really that's not enough. If we want to make a product truly sustainable, then we should really aim for the 6 R's. In addition to reduce, reuse and recycle, we also have rethink, refuse and repair. Rethink is about changing the way we do things. Perhaps there's a better way. Refuse is all about not doing things because they're unsustainable. So refusing to buy something or refusing to use a particular material. Repair is about making sure your products are designed to be repaired. But also as a consumer, if a product does get damaged, repairing it rather than replacing it. So those are the 6 R's. Reduce, reuse, recycle, rethink, refuse and repair. Let's look at some practical examples about how you can work sustainably when doing your project. If we had a piece of our project which was made from solid timber, we would go to the storeroom and collect a piece. That timber would be about 175mm wide. Now, if we've designed the part to also be 175mm wide, we can simply cut it to length with no wastage. If, however, we've designed the part to be 150mm wide, we're going to have to remove some of this timber, and that's likely to be wasted. In this situation, if the part could be designed to be 175mm wide, we'd limit the amount of waste. Obviously, it's not easy to make every single part 175mm wide. You will need to use some smaller pieces, but we can still be mindful of the width available. If we had parts which were designed to 90mm size, we'd only be able to get one out of a plank of wood. Instead, if we made the part 85mm, we'd now be able to get 2 pieces out of that timber. Using our knowledge of the sizes available, we can plan ahead at the design stage and decide on dimensions which are going to work to be most efficient. This situation looks at what you can do when it actually comes to make your project. Imagine we've got planks of wood which are 1600mm long. We want to cut 2 pieces at 500mm and 2 pieces at 1 metre. We could get started and cut our 2 500mm pieces. What we're left with is a piece about 600mm long. Because our remaining pieces are bigger than this piece would go to waste. To cut the rest of our project, we'd need to get a new plank at 1600mm long, cut our 1 metre piece, again leaving 600mm waste. If we cut our 4 components this way, we'd use a total of 3 planks of timber and generate an awful lot of waste. With a bit of planning, we can cut our pieces much more efficiently. Out of a single plank of wood, we could cut our 1 metre piece on our 500mm piece with only a very small amount of timber wasted on the end. This method would only use a total of 2 planks of wood and is much more efficient. In industry, waste costs money. You can see here this sheet material is broken up into lots of different parts that are all tessellated and fit together. This is called nesting parts. What else can we do? Because cutting down trees can lead to deforestation, we need to make sure that we're getting timber from FSC certified timber. The Forest Stewardship Council certified timber to make sure that it's grown sustainably. Another thing we can do to make our products more sustainable is to consider the difference between renewable and non-renewable materials. When we use timber, we'll have to cut down trees. But we can regrow trees. It might take a number of years, but they will grow back. For this reason, wood is considered a renewable material. Plastics are a really common material in our society. If you don't know, plastic comes from oil. As oil is a finite material and will eventually run out, we would consider plastic a non-renewable material. Finally, let's have a little bit of a look at some sustainable principles that you can employ when designing your products. We need to make sure that your designs are built to last. You can see here the quality of the material of this desk is not particularly good. It's become damaged and it's no longer repairable. We'd have to replace this product. When we design products, we need to make sure that the style we use will last many years. Look at this desk here. Obviously, it might have been great at the time for the person who bought it, but they might quickly grow out of it and have to replace it. Finally, we need to make sure that we build in functionality that's going to last. Look at this desk. It's overcrowded. I'm sure at the time they bought it, everything fit on it, but over time, the things they've gathered have taken over and it's no longer fit for purpose. Okay, now we've gone through some of the concepts of sustainable design, we now need to look at what you actually need to do. You need to produce a page which outlines some of the sustainable principles that you intend to follow. Here's my example, and again you can see it's about half a page. I've started with a brief introduction to explain the page. Next, I've written a series of bullet points outlining the different sustainable principles that I intend to follow when designing my product. I've added some images to help decorate the page and explain some of the points, but that's basically it. A relatively simple page, but it helps build up our specification points later on. To summarise, on about half a page, outline the basic principles of sustainable design. If you're not sure on them or can't remember them, have a little look online or check your textbook. Get started and complete it at home.